All right, so today's lesson is on volume of solids. So we'll be looking at volume of solids um, by counting the cubes, just like we did for a perimeter area. We can do that by counting the cubes. And then we'll look at the formula for volume of rectangular prisms. All right, so the amount of space that an object occupies is the volume of that object. And so we can measure volume by counting the number of these cubes, these standardized cubes that the object can be divided into. So if this cube here is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, all right, so length, width, and height, then the measurement of this cube, its volume would be 1 centimeters cubed. All right, showing this cubic unit here, 1 centimeter cubed. All right, if this cube had sides that were 1 meter in length, so 1 meter by 1 meter in width, and 1 meter in height, then again, you're multiplying meter times meter times meter, then the measurement of that would be 1 meter cubed. All right, so note again that perimeter was linear. The measurement was linear, so it would just be in centimeters or meters. Area was measured in meters squared, and now volume will be measured in meters cubed, right? Because it's a three-dimensional object. All right, so let's look at these couple examples here. So this object here, so again, you can just count these cubes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so the volume of this solid is 8 centimeters cubed. All right, let's count the cubes here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then behind it, we have another layer. So you would double that. So there's 9 cubes here and then 9 cubes behind here. That gives a total of 18 centimeters cubed. All right, so the first part in the modules, which is 14.8, you are just going to be counting the cubes to figure out the volume of each figure. All right, so there are 9 questions there to do. And the second part of our lesson today is figuring out the volume of a rectangular prism using the formula. All right, so the volume formula for rectangular solids or rectangular prisms is volume equals length times width times height. You might also just see it written like this, LWH. It still means the same thing. Anytime you have variables or letters right beside each other like this, it means multiplication. So let's take a look at our example. So we have a rectangular prism, and I'm going to do my best here to draw that. And we're given the following measurements. So 8 meters for its length. We have 5 meters for its width. And then we have its height of 6 meters. All right, so calculating the volume of this rectangular prism, all we have to do is use our formula, which is length times width times height. All right, so just substitute in our values. Our length is 8 meters, our width is 5 meters, and our height was 6 meters. All right, so we just got to multiply those three numbers. 8 times 5 times 6, that gives me a volume of 240. Now, very important to use the correct units. It's meters times meters times meters. So it is meters cubed. All right, all units for volume are in units that are cubed. Cubic units, you show the exponent of 3. All right, so our next example here, we have to find the volume of a box if it is 1.2 meters long, 0.8 meters wide, and 0.5 meters high. So all we have to do was multiply. Our length is 1.2, our width is 0.8, and our height is 0.5. So multiply that out. You can just put that into your calculator, and we get 0.48 meters cubed. All right, so that's our volume in meters cubed. Now, sometimes questions will ask you to put your answer in centimeters cubed instead. Their units will be given in meters, but they might ask you to figure out the volume in centimeters cubed. So what is the volume in centimeters cubed? All right, so the best thing to do when you have a question like that, your answer has to be in centimeters cubed, but you're given meters, is to quickly change all those meters units and change them into centimeters. All right, so if it's 1.2 meters, use your this here and switch all the units to centimeters. All right, so our length would become, instead of 1.2 meters, it would be 120 centimeters. Our width, instead of 0.8 meters, that becomes 80 centimeters. And then our height, which was 0.5 meters, becomes 50 centimeters. All right, now that you've changed everything to centimeters, now you can use your volume equals length with height and put in 120 multiplied by 80 multiplied the height, which is 50. And now you'll have your volume in centimeters cubed. So 480,000 centimeters cubed.